from that song is, I think I probably wrote that before Lindsay and I moved to Los Angeles, which would have been probably 1970, since we moved there in 71. But let's round it off and say I wrote it the year that Buckingham Nicks came out, which was 1973. So that would be 1973, 1983, 1993, 2003, 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17. 44 years. So this is my dreams do come true story. If you really think about that, when I wrote that song, seriously, I was still in college, and I was still in San Francisco. I hadn't even gone to Los Angeles yet. So Buckingham Nicks didn't even really exist yet. Lindsay and I were working together, but it was, you know. And that song just sort of completely, along with all the rest of those songs, just went by the wayside. And all these years later, I am standing here in Sydney, Australia, singing that song for you, and it's 44 years old. So, my story is, if you have a dream and you believe in it, don't give up on it. This is the way I explain it, this is completely crazy, but if you have an idea for a book, for instance, like your life, you start writing it, even if you're like a plumber, you start writing the book of your life. And you think it's pretty good, and you just keep writing it, and then you're 30 years old, and then you're like 35, and somebody actually reads it and says, I think it's pretty good. And then you start going everywhere to show it to people, and then all of a sudden you're 40, and people are starting to say, this guy's a good writer. And then all of a sudden you're 50, and your plumbing business is doing great, but it's not your dream. So all of a sudden you're still writing your book, and pretty soon you show it to just the right person. You run into somebody on the airplane, and you say, could you read this? And they read it, and they call you back. By this time you're almost 60. And then they call you back, and they go, this is like Game of Thrones in the plumbing business. It's fantastic. And all of a sudden your dream is coming true, and you're becoming a big famous writer, and you're going to have a big mini-series, and you are selling your plumbing business to somebody else because you're not going to do that anymore, because your dream has come true. Because why? Because you were dedicated and determined, and you didn't listen to other people say, oh, you're never going to make it, you're not handsome enough, you're not cute enough, you're not smart enough, and all these things that drag us down. Jaded. Don't listen to them. I could really be Tony Robbins, let's face it. And have an island in Fiji. Anyway, stay on point. If you're a ballerina or not, stay on point. Because your dreams, you only live once. I mean, maybe we live twice, maybe we come back, but we don't know. The fact is, do what you need to do for yourself. Because you know what? In the end, it's just going to be you and you with your dream. So do that. For me, do that.